What's going on, everyone? It's time for another horror thriller film review. Today we're going to talk about the little known film known as Nomads. It was released by January 1986 at some point, and it was directed by John McTiernan, the guy who made Die Hard. Die Hard with a Vengeance. He also did Predator, The Hunt for Red October, The 13th Warrior, a pile of others. It's had a budget of about $2.3 million, and yeah, so Nomads is a weird movie, to say the least. So basically, I think it was like a report. Some guy seems to see these weird hooligan type people known as nomads in the cities, which are they're people, but no one ever notices them and stuff like that. And as he gets attacked and um, yeah, they get attacked, the reporter starts seeing from his perspective and flashes and stuff, flashbacks and things like that, and then slowly starts piecing together the real reason why nomads are there. This is done sort of like the Road Warrior, sort of like a almost like an apocalyptic futuristic type deal, a little bit done more like that, but with like the Warriors sort of style mixed in there in the city and stuff. This was a really weird movie. I wasn't really into this film. I thought it was pretty dull and boring. But yeah, but it does have some interesting elements that it brings. Like it's like a whodunit type of mystery, but um, as you go find out, it just unravels into your standard gang culture city flick. So it wasn't really. It was pretty tame also for a John McTiernan film. Usually they're pretty violent and stuff. This one was pretty subdued. This one's more of a product of the time, I think, because like that LA and stuff like that had a lot of violence and stuff at this time, and this is an outsider looking into that. I think that's the best way to describe it. And yeah, it works in some aspects. Like it's well shot, well acted. It's just the story is very disjointed and pretty dull. It starts off pretty interesting, but then it fades into this boringness where you just get random like glimpses at these nomad people. And yeah, but then once you get to the climax and the full reveal of what they're doing and stuff, it was just like, could have predicted that. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I wasn't huge into this. I thought it was pretty boring and lackluster, and most of it is just bickering and pointless dialogue. So, for the most part, Nomads is not that great of a film. It's very. I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about it because this is a very tame movie. It's not really anything to write home about and stuff. But if you like weird films like The Warriors or even like The Road Warrior and things like that. This is sort of like more in that realm. So you might find it a little interesting if you're into those. But for me, I thought this film was pretty boring and dull and just not interesting. It had something going for it, but it looked like they just like didn't know where to take it or how to utilize it in its full form. So I'm gonna give Nomads a 2 out of 5. It was pretty dull in that, but it does have some. It's shot well, acted well in that. The story just needs a lot of work. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I thought of Nomads. It's on Shutter right now if you want to check it out, but also if I can find it on another site where you can watch it for free, I'll link it down below, or I'll just link the trailer down below. So yeah, that check that out. But also link down below is my Instagram. That's where I always post clips of films and review in the future. All my stories. You add the film title and hashtag and subgenre film and hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also down below is my Letterbox and Derek P reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below as well at reviews_Derek. So follow me on one of those platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share it to more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any other films or film franchises in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, and if on any streaming service, comment those down below. Try to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. So Make sure you subscribe. Hope you find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together, somewhat like this. Also, so hear my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because, well, the next one we're going to be talking about one of the most classic slasher films out there. I've reviewed a couple in the franchise, but I never did the original yet, so we're going to be talking about one of my all-time favorite movies, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that, and yeah, watch out for all those crazy gangs that might be up to no good out there. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.